Hello and welcome back to Idol Film Club, your Brain Rock Girlfriend's favourite film podcast. I'm Gio.
And I'm Callum.
And we are back.
We're back. We've been away for far too long, unfortunately, and we'd like to apologise for that.
We just can't stop taking L's at the moment.
Yeah, we really can't.
We got some new equipment and we had to scrap our original version of this.
Yeah,
we
that was fun.
recorded for 2 hours and had to scrap the whole fucking thing.
Yep.
We also recorded a Idol chat episode. Had to scrap that.
Yeah.
You know,
and we've moved flats like 2 months ago, and we finally just got to a place where we can record the podcast nicely.
Yeah.
And even then, it's a bit difficult. Full disclosure, we're recording this intro after mixing the episode. It's been a bit of a fucking nightmare. But anyway, welcome to the episode. Welcome to episode 20.
Yay,
This is going to be a
it.
two-parter.
Back in the new year, we will be in full force with our new equipment, which should make our life easier now that we've sort of ironed out the kinks.
Yes, so enjoy part one. We cover 8 films this week that we watched over Halloween, which was, if you stretch your mind back a couple of fucking months ago. And we're as timely as ever, you know. Festive season, it's Christmas, we're watching Christmas movies. But why the fuck wouldn't we talk about horror movies? Because they are the best.
Exactly. So I hope you enjoy the episode.
Strap in.
Let's go and get ready.
Get ready. Enjoy.
I don't like these movies.
Get real.
Dude, I saw that movie 20 goddamn times!
Just consume product. I want my
Having so much fun!
Oh, this movie's too complicated.
So once again, no smoking in this theater.
Where the impact is just a goddamn buffalo.
So the first movie on our list is a absolute worldie. It's a banger, as they say. It's The Thing by John Carpenter from 1982. Ever heard of it?
12 men have just discovered something. For 100,000 years, it was buried in the snow and ice. Now it has found a place to live. Inside. Where no one can see it, or hear it, or feel it.
I've heard of the remake.
Starring
Mew.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who once acknowledged me on a Facebook Live.
Did she really?
She did, yeah. It's when she was doing Q&A for... Oh, yeah, it's for the Fargo season 3.
What the fuck? I didn't know
asked
that.
her... I put in the Facebook Live chat that she was doing with FX. Oh, no, it might have been the AV Club. And I asked if she could play another Coen Brothers character, what would it be? And her reply was, "Oh, there's so many good ones I don't know." So I think...
Did she say, "Hi there, Callum. I
She did.
love you"?
Oh, she did, yeah. But I think it goes to show that she might not have been a massive Coen Brothers fan.
Yeah.
But good for her. That series was very good. Anyway, back to The Thing, the original, not the original, the first remake of The Thing from Outer Space.
A lot of remakes.
What I'm going to do, got
Okay.
a little plot recap in case you haven't seen The Thing. If you haven't, go watch it. And if you have, this is just a gentle reminder into what happens.
My plot recaps are one sentence, so I'm excited to hear your plot recap.
Well, I wrote these. I quite enjoy writing a plot
Yeah,
recap,
fair.
as you
I
know.
do not.
Yeah, I quite like it. So, after a dog heavily pursued by a Norwegian research team seeks refuge in an American base in Antarctica, a team of scientists learn of extraterrestrial life and the horrors that come with it. Alongside the team, which are helicopter pilot MacReady, played by Kurt Russell, with one of the best haircuts in film, Blair, the senior biologist, who's Wilfred Brimley, and Childs, the chief mechanic, Keith David. Those are some of the highlights of the characters. They learn that alien life can absorb life and eventually morph into creatures resembling those of Earth, including human life.
If it had more time to finish, it would have looked and sounded and acted just like Bennings.
I don't know what you're saying.
There was one of those things out there trying to imitate him, Gary.
Paranoia sets in after meteorologist Bennings is nearly absorbed by the Thing, and the crew take drastic action to ensure that the Thing does not assimilate.
I love the poster for this movie, by the way. It reminds me of like a Scooby-Doo.
That's actually a second poster, because the first one was not resonating. It was in black and white.
Really?
I think people thought it looked boring. So that's the second poster, but obviously very iconic now. It was also originally meant to be shot in black and white,
I can see that.
but the studio didn't want to because they wanted to sell it on to TV stations back in the day when TV movies were massive and,
Okay.
sort of a big deal. If your film got on like CBS or ABC, and they thought that those channels might not want to broadcast a black and white movie. However, The Thing, it's one of my favourites of all time. It's, for me, an essential to watch in October, but if not, the last 3 months of the year.
3 months of the year. It needs to be cold. It needs to be desolate.
It needs to be pitch black. You cannot watch this movie with any light. It's criminal.
It probably helps if you have like the Sunday scaries as well.
There's a storm hitting us in 6 hours. We're gonna find out who's who.
What do you think of The Thing?
I like it a lot. I hadn't seen it in probably, I want to say, about like 10 years maybe.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. It's not a perfect movie for me.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
It's a bit too sci-fi heavy for my taste.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a boy movie, but...
Did they show the spaceship in this?
The spaceship?
No, that's alright. I get it muddled up with Predator, when they have the spaceship bit at the start. I always think that's the thing.
No.
Yeah, too sci-fi for you?
Yeah, but I think it's really wonderful. I do like it a lot. It makes me sad that people hated it so much, that John Carpenter...
Yeah, so I guess that is the thing that is...
The Thing.
Wacka wacka. The point that is the most interesting thing about The Thing is its critical reception.
Yeah.
And how much critics hated it. I've got a couple quotes. Vincent Canby from the New York Times called it the quintessential moron movie of the 80s.
What the fuck?
And another one, Linda Gross, you think with a last name like that she'd love it, called it bereft, despairing, and nihilistic. And that's bad?
Yeah, that's true, but it's good.
So yeah, people did not like this at all.
So much so that John Carpenter wanted to like give up filmmaking, right? Because of how much people hate it.
Yeah, I think it really hit him hard.
Which is sad. I love John Carpenter.
And the movie's fucking great.
Yeah,
It's obviously
amazing.
been reassessed critically.
Quite a lot of
in modern
movies
years.
on our list actually have been reassessed and now has a cult for it's like,
Understatement, I would call this the barf bag movie of July. I have some problems with it. One of them is, I think, the characters. They're not made into three-dimensional people. Their function is to walk down the corridor and be jumped on.
Yeah, it looks amazing. Shot in Alaska for the most part. But I've got a load of fun facts here if you want to hear
crack
them.
on.
Fun fact is they had to keep the cameras cold as well because the condensation. They couldn't keep them hot.
That's crazy.
Otherwise, the condensation on the lens would take hours to clear. And shot by Dean Cundy. Cundy was the director of photography on this. Do you know who he is?
No.
So he shot Halloween with John Carpenter, Back to the Future, Jurassic Park,
Wow.
and Jack and Jill.
Interesting.
Yeah, if you look at his
That is so
credits,
embarrassing.
I don't know if he got like a brain injury around
He had a
the
stroke.
late 90s, but my God, he has done some absolute stinkers.
Al Pacino!
It's not Al anymore. It's Dunk.
Dunkachino?
Don't mind if I do.
To be the like
Yeah, it's crazy. I
on
don't know what
Jurassic
happened.
Park, one of the
Yeah.
best looking
Shot
movies
all the Back
of
to the
all
Future
time.
movies. Yeah, it's crazy.
That is insane.
So beautiful, the effects and everything like that.
This is, in terms of people who like practical effects, this is the practical
It
effects
is.
movie, pretty much.
And no matter
For
what,
good reason.
Yeah, and it's funny because if you go through all the critics, they're like, boring. It's boring. The characters,
But the
suck.
effects are
But
great.
the effects are great. The gore is great. It looks
Yeah.
amazing. The special effects were done by editing column here. I got his name wrong. His name is Rob Bottin. He
Awesome
was
name, babe.
21 years old when he did the thing,
Oh my god.
and it took such a toll on him. By the end of production, he was hospitalised with double pneumonia. And then the legendary,
Well done, King.
the legendary Stan Winston came in, completed the work, including the most infamous effect in the film was Stan Winston the dog.
Yeah.
However, Bottin, I've got another fun fact. There was an effect that the studio came in and was like, no, you can't do that. They wanted the thing at one point to be made out of dead babies. And the studio were like, no, you can't do that. That's horribly offensive.
Boring.
Incredibly boring.
What the hell are you looking at me like that for?
They originally budgeted, Universal gave them $200,000 for the creature special effects, which at the time was the biggest budget ever given solely to
I was gonna say,
monster special effects.
That's crazy.
Practical effects is crazy.
There's a storm hitting us in 6 hours. We're gonna find out who's who.
Speaking of the dog,
Yes.
probably the best part of the movie for me.
The dog acting.
The dog performance. It sounds ridiculous, but when you watch the movie, you'll get it.
It's mad, isn't it?
That dog looks evil.
It does
looks
look.
pure evil.
It doesn't look like a dog. It doesn't have any
It's
of the.
uncanny.
Yeah, it is really
How
weird.
they got a dog to do that, I will never understand.
He should have won the dog Oscars for best dog.
Dogskers.
The dog Oscars.
That's poor.
That's really.
Yeah, sorry.
Did you notice anything strange about the dog? Anything at all?
Strange. No.
The job of directing nearly went to one Mr. John Landis.
Did they just exclusively want people who'd murdered someone?
Yeah. It was either between John Landis or Fred West. And also
that was in poor taste.
The original director they wanted, Universal wanted, was Toby Hooper.
Ah, big up Toby.
Because I think Toby Hooper had a contract at Universal.
Hmm.
And it fell through. I don't know why. But yeah, no, I'm glad it went to John Carpenter. No one could have handled it as well as John Carpenter in the world.
John Carpenter is just the most based old man. Like,
he is,
he's
yeah.
just given up making movies. Now he just does, like, plays around with his little sound.
Synthesizers.
Yeah, it's like, it's so cute.
Yeah, speaking of music, the Morricone score, we watched... what did we watch last night? with the crystal plumage.
Yeah.
That's a Morricone score as well.
Is it?
Yeah. Just one of the goats.
It's so good.
Awesome.
Damn it, Charles, torch it!
Kurt Russell is so pretty.
He is very pretty.
His eyes are amazing.
So what would you give The Thing out of 10?
I mean, an out of 10. I thought you were a Letterboxd guy.
Okay, yeah. What do you give it on Letterboxd then?
4.5 or a 9.
So what is keeping you from...
It's just, with a 10 out of 10 movie, it's a when you know, for me. And I'm like, it's very, very good. It's just not, for me, a perfect movie. I think the movie is absolutely amazing. It's just my personal taste. I would not...
Do you like the nihilism of it?
Yeah, love it. It's just, I don't...
It's very, like, American, isn't it? It's that American
There's no women
paranoia.
in the movie.
Yeah, it slows them down.
But you're not, it's very...
Oh, I guess so, but I think Kurt Russell's character is sort of genderless.
It's not necessarily that. It's just, for me, it's absolutely amazing. It's just not perfect.
Came out the same weekend as Blade Runner.
Yeah, that was a box office showdown.
For the ages. Came out the same year as E.T. as well, and everyone's like, it's not E.T. I want friendly aliens, not ones that turn into weird dog people.
I admire this movie more than I like it, I think.
That's fair enough.
That's my
But you
thing.
still like it a lot. So.
Yeah, I really like it. I'm not, like, shitting on it or anything. It's just not a 10 out of 10 for me.
Fair enough.
But that's personal taste, not anything.
Well, it's a
to do with the
5-star
movie.
for me, so that's all that counts.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of your favourite movies ever, so...
It's a banger. Go watch it in December if you haven't watched it this year.
Yeah, definitely. Check it out.
Anyone messes with me and the whole camp goes. Come on, child. Burn me.
Put those torches on the floor and back off.
Now, what is your film?
Well, going from a 5-star movie,
Yeah.
we're going down the ranks a little bit here. We watched Vampires. Vampires.
Do you like that? Look, may I make a phone call? Afraid not. There's no telephone in the house.
Wow. What a hit.
It's a movie.
It certainly is. Well, kind of.
So, in case you hadn't heard of it, I know it's a household name.
It's a big one. Everyone's got it on their shelves.
Yeah. So, Vampires came out in 1974.
It's an oldie.
A little British production.
It is British as hell.
And the plot, my succinct little plot summary. 2 resurrected vampires lure victims into their English estate to satisfy their need for blood.
Ooh. Is there lots of vampire action in it?
No.
Is there lots of boring camping scenes?
Yes.
Yeah, this one's a bit of a doozy.
I think the selling point of this movie is the 2 female leads are like lesbian vampire lovers. Yeah, and I think that's sort of slightly misleading. Not misleading, but...
Yeah, what's the tagline of this?
I don't know, but I remember you being like, we should watch this. And then you read some of the reviews and were like, everyone says it's boring. And I was like, maybe we shouldn't watch it.
Yeah, it's...
We should have listened to them.
You give us a lift. It's not far.
Yes, of course.
Thanks.
Who are you?
I found it on like a TikTok of like awesome lesbian movies. And I know you like lesbian movies.
Yeah. No, it was.
The tagline of this is the ultimate lust. Their lips are very moist and very, very red. Adults only.
Yeah.
So
the posters are cooler than the movie.
Oh, 100%.
It's fucking boring.
Yeah,
it is one of the most boring movies I've ever met.
You've ever met?
It's just, yeah, I mean, it's cool to see, like, the English countryside, but, like, I kind of grew up with that just around the corner, so I'm just...
Yeah, Bossman's Holiday a bit, wasn't it?
It's boring. It's so boring.
Yeah, all I remember really from this movie is...
The dislikable
wife, and the husband's a bit of a weird pushover.
Yeah, this movie is essentially just they lure someone into their estate, they kill them, they lure another person into their estate, they kill them.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. It's fucking boring. That's all there is to say about it.
Have you got any fun facts?
I have got some fun facts. The palatial... Well, it's not palatial, it's more dilapidated. Rural English estate that they used was an old Hammer horror set.
No shit.
Yeah, so it got used in a lot of, like, old Hammer pictures. So that's cool.
You don't see much of it, though. You mostly see the caravan that the couple living on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's two hot lesbian vampires.
Yeah. I think her name is Anulka. I think that's how you pronounce it. She was a Playboy playmate.
Awesome.
And the other one was an actual actress.
Oh, what you're saying Anelka wasn't?
Well...
I think she acted her bloody tits off.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
There's not even that much... That's the thing. It's not even that horny.
No, it's not. So they've got the two lesbian vampires, and then you've got a couple who are sort of camping out. Or do they have a house? Or it's like a caravan or
Yeah, I
something?
think I think they're on holiday there.
And they're just like...
Hey, John, look. It's one of those women with a man.
Oh, again?
There's his car if you need convincing.
I don't need convincing. I just don't see anything peculiar about it, that's all. What are these people doing?
Yeah, she's such a little knob.
Yeah, she's like, why are they going to the house? It's not your fucking business. Yeah, oh my god, does your head in. It's just there, it's non-stop that. They bring a bloke back, they vampire him, and the woman goes, oh, what are they doing up there? And that is pretty much the movie.
Yeah, she is.
And then it just sort of ends.
She's a bit of a stickler. I mean, what's cool about this, I guess, it was made on a budget of £42,000. Adjusted for inflation, that's around about 553,000. In like 2023, that was. But obviously, 1974, we're talking literally, quick maths, 50 years. I've said this movie's boring, and it is very boring, but I do think that, again, it's another one that's apparently gained a cult following, but I do think this is a movie that is definitely worthy of critical dissection. Just in terms of when I was sort of doing some research earlier, like, a lot of scholars have written about, I mean, it's very boring, but there's interesting themes in terms of, like, how male heterosexuality is displayed in the movie. Like, men are essentially just props, which is cool and interesting. Barbara Creed. I was like, where the fuck do I know the name Barbara Creed? I know that from somewhere. She basically wrote about this film in her piece, The Monstrous Feminine, Film, Feminism and Psychoanalysis. And the reason I know it is because I used her book when I was doing my dissertation. And I was like, what? Like, I know that name. Where do I know it from? And she talked a little bit about the way that they, like, suck the blood of humans is a bit novel, like the way that they slit wrists and then drink from that. And she sort of talked about that. I'm sure you can go into much more detail and look into this, but...
So if you watch it and you do like it, definitely check out that.
Yeah.
Is it an essay or a book?
I can't remember if it's a book or an essay. It's really interesting. If you're into that kind of thing, definitely check it out.
Cool.
Check out this movie if you want.
I'd give it 2 stars.
So would I.
Yeah.
Snap. Moving on
swiftly.
Where the hell do you come from? I must get away from here.
I must get away from here!
My next film is pretty good.
Is it a banger?
It's not a banger. I wouldn't say banger.
It's mid.
It's not mid either.
Yeah, it's
good.
decent.
And that is The Driller Killer by Abel Ferrara.
Interesting.
Oh, Christ, man. What is this? What they do? Send us to Bill and Madison Square Garden?
I don't love Driller Killer.
No, I don't either.
But
it's pretty
it's
awesome.
a good time. It's a good time just to watch Ferrara act and
mouth breathing king.
not even really act. Just
He's just there.
He's just there, walking around, being himself.
Skagged out.
He's skagged out his fucking brains, man. How is he still alive?
Crazy.
One of life's great mysteries is how that man is alive. So the plot of Driller Killer, you probably haven't seen it. You probably know Driller Killer if you're into movies or horror movies specifically, but you may not have seen it. Broke artist Reno can't pay his bills or rent. He has little help from his girlfriend Carol or her drug-addicted lover Pamela. Lesbians? In an Abel Ferrara movie?
Used as a plot device.
Reno needs to finish his masterpiece painting in a week to get his money.
Tortured artist.
Reno, the worst thing that can happen to a painter is happening to you. You're becoming simply a technician. There's nothing there. There's no feeling, there's no drama, there's no passion.
And then a band moves in to his apartment block. They're like a new wave sort of band, sort of like New York Dolls. I can't remember what they're called. And it drives him a bit mad because they're playing and he's trying to finish his work and he's up at 2 a.m. And then he goes on a killing spree with a driller killer. He kills homeless people, band members, and ex-husbands. That's pretty much Driller Killer.
Yeah. This is the second Abel Ferrara joint that we've covered.
It is, yeah. If you don't remember, we covered Bad Lieutenant in a deep dive, not a deep dive, but a full episode on Bad Lieutenant and a bit on Bad Lieutenant Portal. I love Ferrara.
So do I.
think
He's becoming one of
awesome.
my favourites.
And this is his first proper movie. Not proper movie, but first non-pornographic movie.
It feels very much like a first.
Yeah, it's made with, like, peanuts.
It's great, though. It
Yeah.
has energy behind
Oh,
it.
100%. Shot in 16mm. His apartment is the apartment he was living in
can
Union
tell.
Square. Yeah. You can tell, yeah. Fuck yeah, you can tell. Shot by a little man called Ken Kelch, longtime collaborator with Ferrara. You know what Ken Kelch's next movie was? This was his first movie, Driller Killer. Do you know what his second movie was?
No.
Spookies.
Spookies.
Yeah, Spookies.
Crazy.
Don't know that spooky.
Happy birthday, Billy.
It's a pretty decent slasher. It's not as
Well,
violent
it's a proto
as...
slasher.
Yeah,
Is it 79?
79, yeah.
So it's post Halloween.
It's pre sort of that early revival.
Well,
it's
yeah.
Pre-Friday.
Friday came out in 1980.
Yeah.
Honestly, anything 70s to me is like pre-slasher.
Yeah, but it was aping off that sort of marketing trend of...
For sure.
This guy kills with a drill.
This is one of the OG video nasties.
That's what I'm about to go into. So if you haven't seen it, if you're into horror or censorship, you'll know Driller Killer. Because it's pretty much...
You probably haven't seen it, but
No,
you would
and-
know the name.
And I don't think any
Mary
one of the
Whitehouse certainly
BBFC
hadn't seen
didn't
it.
see it either. They saw a magazine spread. So this was released in America without any issue. In
It's
79.
not
It's
particularly
no,
violent.
it's not. So in
Or
79
gory.
it was released in America, and then it gets picked up for distribution in the UK in 82. And to advertise its home release, they get a few full-page ads in movie magazines.
Right.
The distributors do. And with the poster, you've probably seen it. It was on the Arrow video release as well, with the guy getting the drill in his head.
Yeah, love
With the
poster.
tagline, "There are those who kill violently."
Mm.
And the BBFC didn't take too kindly to this poster or this movie or that tagline.
Yeah.
Or fun or joy.
Literally fun police.
Yeah, won't somebody think of the children, please? And so it was added to the list of banned films in 1983, the infamous Video Nasties, which we should do a deep dive into, definitely.
Yeah,
because we
for
love that
sure.
shit. I
Touched
do
on it a
not
bit.
like Cannibal Holocaust, but respect to Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah.
Somewhat. Yeah, so according to Mike Bohr, who was, I think, a chairman at the BBFC.
Name says it already.
Yeah, fuck yeah. We've got Linda Gross.
Oh, yeah.
And now we've got Mike Bohr. He said this film is pretty much single-handedly responsible for the Video Recording Act of 1984. It was exclusively because of the poster.
Yeah.
That was all it was. It was not to do with the film's content, it was to do with the poster and the marketing.
Because when you watch it, you'll be like, oh.
Why did they ban a guy who's just enjoying some time on heroin, making a movie with his mates?
Yeah.
It ain't that deep at
No.
all. No one's going to be inspired. It's not like Clockwork Orange where there was court cases. No one went out with a drill and started doing heroin and tried to be Abel Ferrara.
We don't have any drugs. We don't have any money. We don't have any dope.
Does anyone actually do heroin in the movie?
Yes.
Do they?
Yeah, the girlfriend does.
Mm.
The lover of the girlfriend.
Right.
I think so, anyway. There's lots of textbook Ferrara shit in here.
Yes.
punk music mixed with bark, which became a trademark. There's, well, you name them. See how many you can get. Lesbians. Women insanely out of his league dating him. Well, that's a good one.
What else have you got?
The film opens up in a church.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Hell of a lot of, pardon the pun, religious Catholic guilt.
There's lots of Catholic guilt. There's lots of...
I love me a bit of Abel Ferrara Catholic guilt. Mate. It's great.
Did you go to Catholic school? Were your parents Italian
American?
American?
I never knew that.
So yeah, there's lots. If you like Ferrara and you haven't checked out Driller Killer, I don't think you. I don't know, but
yeah, go check it out.
Go rewatch it if you like it. It's worth a rewatch.
The third act is a bit of a slog, but the first two.
The third act is when he goes all crazy and stuff.
Exactly. Unfortunately, your patience wears a little bit thin by the end, which is a shame. But...
And good news, it's public domain now.
Is it?
It is.
I can't wait
released
for
in the UK in
new
2002.
Night of the Living Dead.
I was going to say, if there's any filmmakers out there who want their characters to watch something, put Driller Killer in it.
Fuck, that's awesome.
And don't put Night of the Living Dead in there.
Yeah, boring. We all know that.
Or The Thing from Outer Space. You know what film that's in?
No.
Halloween. Fun fact.
Yes, I remember that. Anyway, maybe watch it. You might like it. It's a bit boring.
I'd give it 3 stars. I can't remember what my letterboxd is.
No, I gave it 4, I think.
Oh, fair.
I really liked it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll maybe get 3.5 then. Maybe. Oh, I need to rewatch it.
I feel like you gave it 4, to be honest.
Maybe I did. It's one of those.
We've seen a lot
Abel
of movies
Ferrara,
since.
Yeah. And again, I can't remember much of it. I was trying to think about it today. I was like, I don't remember a lot of that movie.
No.
But again, it's probably impactful on first watch.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily stick with you, though.
No, but I mean, do any of... Like, when I was doing...
The Thing does.
Yeah, but how many times have you seen that?
Anyway, yeah, go check out Driller Killer.
If you can be bothered. Public domain.
Public domain. It's probably on YouTube.
The Driller Killer is coming.
So, our next movie, we're jumping forward in time quite dramatically. We have Smile from 2022.
What is it you like to talk about?
Hi, patient. Hi. I know you're nervous. I just want to have a chat.
I'm seeing something no one else can see except for me. It's smiling at me.
The first in the epic duology of Smile.
Can't wait for Smile 3, guys.
And you know what? This is the first film in our list today which has our man in it. It's our man. It's not Red Letter Media's man. It's George's man.
My man. My man's. He's been my man since I was 14 years old.
Carl Gallner, who I mistakenly called Carl Gallner at one point in a review. George was like, who the fuck is Carl Gallner? I was like, is that not his name?
No. Love him. Big up. I think we're covering 5 movies that he's in. Honestly, at this point, he is the Scream King.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
I love it. I absolutely love that for him. Not all of his movies work for me, but the ones that do, I fucking love. And when I say not all of them, there's one in particular which we'll get into.
So, yeah, Smile.
Well, 2, actually.
What happens in Smile? Do many people smile?
A psychiatrist gets cursed after she witnesses a horrific incident at work.
Does the curse involve smiles, perchance?
Certainly does.
She's gonna die. I'm gonna die. Everybody dies.
Carl, look at me.
You're going to die. You're going to die. You're going to die. You're going...
I loved this the first time I watched it.
Me too.
I really liked it. It doesn't really hold up, particularly on rewatch.
That's the big takeaway.
Which is sad.
It is sad.
Because there's great stuff in this movie. Some of it I really like. I think it's too long.
Oh, without a doubt. Any movie
1
like
hour and
this...
55 minutes.
Nope.
1 hour 23. An hour 35 at a push.
No, 23 is a bit budgety, but just make it 90, 95.
I'd love
100 if you really got something to say.
An hour and 23 minutes is the perfect film length. If you're doing an epic, you can do however long you want, but every film...
See, for me, I only like 90-minute films.
Yeah.
Or like 3-hour plus film. I don't like any of this 2-hour 10 bullshit.
I don't like 2:10. I like 2:45.
2:45 is a real good length.
Yeah. But you've...
Or 4 hours.
You've got to have, like you say, you've got to have something to say.
Yeah.
There's a lot that I like in this movie. Getting this out the way off the bat, the smile looks pretty good.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Blumhouse's Truth or Dare.
It does
Director's
not.
cut.
Teen Wolf alum Tyler Posey.
Big up Tyler Posey. Get your dick sucked, my man.
Bisexual king Tyler Posey.
I love Tyler Posey.
Such a girl fail.
Yeah.
Unlike Truth or Dare, it looks pretty convincing.
Yeah, it's a good-looking movie, man.
It looks good. The visual style is great. It's a bit derivative, but
it's just a bit lame, isn't it?
There's a lot that I like in it, and I'd say until it gets too much about being like big things on the screen and crazy, it's really good. I mean, I love the theme of like generational trauma and like all of the characters. The performances are pretty much across the board all fantastic.
Yeah, no, yeah, she's really good, that main woman.
Are you alone in the house, ma'am?
Yes.
Are you sure?
What?
Are you sure you haven't let something inside, Rose? Look behind you.
Yeah, so do you know who plays Rose?
She's a Nepo baby.
She is a Nepo baby.
I know this in the back of my head, but go tell me.
Saoirse Bacon. Kevin Bacon's daughter.
Yes.
Which I did not realise. But yeah, like, you've got her, and then you've got her older sister, who's like a horrible...
I love that woman.
The elements like that work so well, and the character dynamics are really great. When you sort of delve deeper into that, you've got the sort of disparity in like childhood experiences as a result of like having a mentally ill parent. The looming presence of the mentally ill mum that takes over the sort of entire movie. You've obviously got A-Train, who is her boyfriend, fiance.
Boy's friend.
I think it's
fiance.
her fiance, and then Carl Gallner is her ex.
He's great in this, man.
He's fantastic. He's a cop.
He is a cop, but he's one of the good ones.
Yeah.
Well, not really.
No, he is. But like,
that's how you know it's a fantasy movie.
The difference in dynamic between her relationship with A-Train's character and her relationship with Carl Gallner's character, where it's like her fiance is like all supportive until it gets too difficult and gets too uncomfortable, and then you get the you're just like your mother kind of thing, and you realize that actually no, only when it's convenient and only when it's easy is he sort of prepared to. I mean, it's valid to some extent.
I think it's very well done in the fact that
you can see
both sides. It would have been really
sides.
easy to have him be like
a piece of shit,
and a dick.
Yeah,
like just you're hysterical.
But he's so supportive.
But again, it's like, to what extent are you willing to go to? Are you willing to have an inconvenient life for the sake of your partner's mental health?
Literally.
Somebody please fucking believe me.
And it's so well done in the sense it feels very realistic, because a lot of people are fine with mental illness, quote unquote, until it gets uncomfortable or it gets problematic, and then they can't deal with it. And I think that's really well done. And obviously Carl Gallner's character is sort of the other end of that, where things didn't work out between them, but he seems to like really be supportive of her and understand her on a more fundamental level, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And you've also got Rose's boss, who, do you remember him?
He's an Indian bloke.
Yeah, I can't think what his name is.
He's in quite a few sitcoms.
He
and
worked
stuff.
in the fucking Obama administration.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I saw this today. I was going to put his name in here, but I forgot. But yeah, he's in loads of like...
He's in House.
Yes, he is, yeah.
Yes, he's can't remember his name in House, but yeah, he's in House.
But yeah, he's great as well, because he's like, you need to take time off. You're not actually...
That guy from House was in the Obama administration.
I know, crazy. But he's like trying to look out for her, but he's also like, you're putting patients in danger. Like, and that whole healthcare dynamic.
The healthcare thing is cool. Again, so many good things about this movie.
That's the thing. It's a shame that it doesn't fully work, because there's really great stuff in it.
Yesterday, a patient in your care died brutally in front of you.
I need to find an explanation for what happened.
It's smiling at me. It's smiling at me.
I think my problem with Smile on rewatch, because we watched this the weekend Smile 2 came out.
Yeah, so we watched it that morning or that afternoon.
I think we saw it on the Saturday and we watched it on Saturday afternoon, and then in the evening went to go see Smile 2.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was my first rewatch since. And I'm just like, once you know the shtick of what's going on, it's pretty fucking boring.
Unfortunately, exposition is really boring once you know the shtick is exactly what I
Oh, yeah. Good. Well worded.
Which is a shame. The first time you watch it, it's fun to discover things along with the characters and that. But then by the end, it's just a bit like, oh, okay, we've got to have the 10-foot tall demon or something.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck anything like that.
It feels a bit pandering in a way that the rest of the
Oh,
movie
it's
isn't.
big budget horror. It's got to be big.
Well,
and you've got
yeah.
to mention, I don't know.
And I really like the horrible, like, gaslighty way that the entity works. I think, obviously, this spreads around the psychiatric hospital because of the
nature of
it passes through people witnessing your trauma, which is, again, a theme of the movie. And, like, when Rose starts experiencing these things, everyone's like, you're overworked because she's working like 80-hour weeks, you're like, you're sleep deprived, you're not looking after yourself. But it's like, no, she is experiencing this, but no one believes her, rightfully so, because why would you? I mean, there's some great set pieces. The birthday scene
really, really good.
is
horrible to watch.
amazing.
It's like watching Alan Partridge or something. Just the social anxiety of it all.
What'd you get, sweetheart?
It's probably one of the best scenes in modern horror, I think. It's so
It is
fucking
really good.
If you haven't seen it, check it out for that scene alone. It's fucking great.
And I will say, if you asked me what I thought of Smile before I rewatched it, I'd be like, oh yeah, Smile was great.
Yeah,
I
I
really
agree.
enjoyed it. So take it with a pinch of salt. It might not just... I might have been in a bad mood. Who knows?
Yeah, I do think that. I sort of, towards the end, I was just on my phone.
Smile 2, on the other hand.
It is a shame that it doesn't hold up as well on rewatch, because I really, really enjoyed it the first time I watched it. So maybe it's just one to watch once.
Maybe. What would you give it?
It was hard to say because I sort of gave up watching it by the end.
Just generally, how do you feel about Smile now? What would you give it?
I think the good outweighs the bad. I think 3.5.
Yeah, I'd probably give it 3.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit... Well, I think it's, if I'm being honest, massively overrated.
Do people rate it that much, though?
Yeah. People in the horror communities fucking love Smile.
Well, it's better than Smile 2, that's for sure.
Smile poo. 3 stars from Callum House.
Anyway, moving on.
Moving on.
Almost time, Rose.
What the fuck are you?
So what's your next one?
My next one is, for me, an all-timer.
Mm.
But it's a modern all-timer. It is Suspiria 2018.
At the beginning, she gave me things. Perfect balance. Perfect sleep. Oh, she wants to get inside of me. I can feel her. Oh, she can see me.
Luca Guadagnino, director of such hits as Call Me By Your Name, Challengers. What else did Luca Guadagnino do?
Queer, by the way. That movie better not fucking let me down.
Don't let me down.
I'm a certified Luca stan.
Yeah, he's banging, isn't he?
I know everyone now hates Call Me By Your Name, but
Oh,
I still think
boring.
it's amazing.
So Suspiria, remake of the classic 1977 giallo masterpiece.
Watch this space.
Watch episode 2 if you want to hear about 77 Suspiria. So not a classic remake as you'd expect. This is not a legacy sequel.
This is a perfect remake, in my opinion.
Hell fucking yeah it is.
The first time we watched this, I've said it many times on the podcast, my tastes have changed quite considerably. Not quite considerably, I still like what I like, but a lot of the things I dislike, I'm now coming around
Yes.
to liking on rewatch.
I will say this is a hipster movie.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
It is amazing.
It's one of the best movies I've ever watched.
We all know both of our scores on this one. Shall we go through the plot real quick? This one was a bit of a doozy.
Good
to try and
luck.
write a plot for. I think I did a pretty good job. Susie Bannion, played by Dakota Johnson.
Which is also Susie Bannion from the original. Not all
Spelled
of the
differently,
characters.
though.
Is it?
Yeah, Susie spelled S-U-Z-Y, I think, in 1977. And this is a classic Susie.
I.e.
Susie Bannion, Dakota Johnson, an American dance student, arrives at the Marcos Dance Academy in West Berlin. Ex-student Patricia Hingle, played by Chloe Grace Moretz. She's vanished.
What a hit.
Oh, she's great. But not before telling her therapist, Joseph Klemperer.
Yeah.
Klemperer, played by Tilda Swinton. What? You said Joseph. Surely it can't be played by Tilda Swinton. She's a woman. We're breaking boundaries here, folks. This is a Luca Guadagnino movie. She tells her therapist that the dance school is run by a coven. and she leaves journals with her therapist detailing a trio of witches.
Three mothers, pre-God, pre-devil, Mother Tenebrarum, Mother Lacrimarum, and Mother Suspiriorum.
When Olga, a Soviet student at Marcos Dance Academy, also goes missing, Susie and her friend Sarah, played by Mia Goth, start to investigate, and dark discoveries come to light. I've seen this. This was my third time watching it.
Is it?
Yeah, I've seen it. It might even be my fourth. Because I watched it with you when it came out, when we were living in France. I remember that. I remember liking it. I remember you thinking it was a bit wanky.
I think I liked it. I just don't think my brain was ready for it. Like, I remember the last 20 minutes being like, what the fuck? Whereas this time I was like, what the fuck?
It's really fucking mental. So I've done some research into the themes, because there's so many different ways to read this movie. I want to ask your opinion on something. Some female critics sort of thought this was anti-feminist in a way where...
How?
People thought that the film was saying if you give women power, it inevitably leads to disaster, and yeah, like women with too much power, it gets corrupted. I think the gender, for a movie about witches, I think the themes of the movie, it's somewhat relevant. I'll say that. There's lots of themes of motherhood, obviously, but I think for a movie about witches, for me, the takeaways of the themes aren't feminist. But
that has never, honestly, that's never crossed my mind.
What, the
anti-feminist?
No, not at all.
It might be that I haven't seen it enough, or I haven't watched it with a more analytical
But that's
eye.
all they really had to say about it in terms of that. And I sort of reject that.
I reject your hypothesis.
I don't think it
No,
is saying that. I think it's
that's...
saying power corrupts. I don't think it's saying female power corrupts.
I mean, witches are inherently female.
Yeah.
However, I think that the central male character being played by a woman, Tilda Swinton, he is the good guy.
Yes.
And the cops just get laughed at for having small dicks.
Yeah.
So I'm sure if there's anyone out there that agrees with that viewpoint, I'm now intrigued to read more about it. Cause
there's if you're interested in Suspiria, there's so much critical analysis.
Yeah,
of this
I
movie
think I will
there.
look into it, because for me, the lasting impression of this movie is just some of the effects and the visceral.
All the dancing was practical as well.
The dancing, and this is where I think it excels compared to the original, is that the dancing is used as a narrative. Well, it progresses the narrative.
You're in a company now. You have to find your right place. You have to decide. What is it you want to be for this company?
There's no dancing. There's like one scene in the original where Susie dances and then like faints. Whereas this movie is all about dancing.
Yes. And the power that... It is a display of power.
Yeah, like Dakota Johnson, don't get me wrong, she's not the best actor in the world, but her physical performance in this movie is amazing.
Yeah.
As is all the other... it's so good. I like that they didn't just do ballet.
Yes,
it's like a weird, modern interpretive dance, and it's sort of... Again, they just completely changed the setting, and they changed the political background, and they... Yeah, I think it's a perfect remake. It takes enough of the original and takes the essence of the movie and does something different.
I mentioned power earlier and the female power and things like that. I've got a quote from Matt Goldberg of the New York Observer. I want to get your opinion on it. Guadagnino is repeatedly hitting on a world where power has been abused, and those who feel no guilt or shame are running rampant. We see in Klempere's history as a Holocaust survivor. We see it in the current events that pop up in the news during the movie. I'll go on to both of those things in a sec. And we see it inside the coven where the older women who are supposed to be teaching and helping students are instead preying on them. The movie isn't saying that powerful women are bad, it's saying that anyone who abuses their power to their own ends rather than serving others is perverting that power.
Yeah, because the end of the movie, spoiler alert,
Yeah,
go and watch
Suspiria.
this.
I want everyone's opinion on it.
You might
I've
not
told
like
everyone to
it,
watch
but it's a piece of art.
It's a piece of ass.
Dakota Johnson is revealed to have been
Mother Suspirium.
Mother Suspirium, that's it. And she puts these people to shame for corrupting and perverting her name.
Yeah.
And they worship false art. She is that.
There's more in that building than what you can see, Doctor.
as dangerous people.
So this is my favourite theme of the movie, which is it's set in 1977. It's set in West Berlin. It's set in German autumn, the German autumn, which was August to October 1977, where basically this is obviously pre-reunification, pre-fall of the wall. Some freedom fighters called the Red Army Faction, you've probably heard of them.
No.
Hijacked a plane and they kidnapped some officials and they killed some people and they took hostages. The end game was basically to liberate some of their comrades that were in prison in Turkey and in Germany. They also did it with the PFLP, the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine. And this all plays into... So the German autumn in 1977 was basically the height of what the Germans call Vergangenheitsbewältigung, which is all about national guilt.
You ate that.
And that's very interesting because it's all that theme of power. People like Klemperer, who's... His wife was a Holocaust survivor, right?
Yeah,
He wasn't. He lost her. I don't think he went to the camps.
Right.
I'm not sure. Maybe he did. But anyway, people of that age, of Klemperer's age, sort of just watched this abuse of power happen without intervention. The German people, not all of them, but the majority of them.
Yeah.
It's, I'm not just soloing out Germany when Vichy exists. When,
yeah, of course.
A lot of Eastern Europe sort of rolled over to the Reich. But that whole theme of letting people pervert power, I think, plays into it perfectly.
Yeah.
And as it's set in 77, which is interesting when Suspiria came out, it's set to the backdrop of these hijackings and kidnappings
because
of the PFLP and of the RAF.
They as in the witches.
Yes.
So Mother Mark, like all of the important high up, they spin that as if they've gone to join the resistance.
Yes,
when it's like, no, you've killed them.
Yeah.
And in the most traumatic, I mean, I would like to just bring up the scene with Olga in the studio. Is I literally have not stopped thinking about it since I saw it. She's not even dead. At the end, she's not even dead.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't need blood. You don't need gore.
It's amazing.
It is. Oh my fucking God. It's unbelievably horrifying.
And when you said it to the context of what I've just been talking about, she's obviously a Soviet student, and Susie is an American.
It's so European.
Yeah, and obviously the idea of, pre-unification, West Berlin, accepting the American and replacing the Soviet with this American is pretty interesting.
Olga made folk seem like such heavy lifting. She never understood the heart of folk. She lacked conviction. I'm relieved she's gone.
This is really what sort of unlocked it for me. If you view the Coven as the Reich,
right,
and as Mother Marcos and Tilda Swinton, who claims to be Suspiriorum, but she's obviously not. If you view those as the Reich, then Susie is these liberation fronts. She is the RAF because she is calling them out on this unchecked power.
Got ya.
There's unresolved guilt from the crimes that the Coven has committed in the past.
Yeah.
And she's challenging that authority.
I really need to look into that because watching it this time, I loved it. But now that I think about it, I'm like, there's loads of underlying themes. And like, I will say, I can understand people thinking there's too much going on.
There is a lot going on. And a lot of critics were like, why have
It's
you
too
got
much.
the themes of, what's the fucking point in having German Autumn as a theme? You're not going into it as much as you should be. And you're not taking it. I've heard that as criticism, that there's too much going on. Too many things happening. And they're big things. They're all massive things.
Yeah, like the Holocaust thing is
Yes.
literally like a 5-minute conversation.
Yeah.
The emotional payoff for it is perfect.
yeah.
But that scene where she's just like, he sat on the bed and she just clears every single... She is the embodiment of like...
And again, that is national guilt.
Yeah.
That she is clearing.
Yeah.
She's clearing his guilt of the right.
All this stuff, I'm like, oh my God, I need to look into this because...
Also, because there's obviously the goals of these organisations were obviously Marxist, to destabilise the capitalist regime of West Germany. And when you look at Susie's character as that, she's obviously going in to destabilise the Coven. You've got Marcos versus Suspiriorum, West versus East Germany.
Despite all of those really interesting themes, The dancing is
Yeah.
wonderful.
Damien Jallet is the choreographer. Fantastic.
But again, it's so tangible, and like the thudding, and like you can feel the physical exertion these people are like putting themselves through.
Yeah.
And like the unrelenting, I don't know what the opposite of compassion is, but those teachers are not there to fuck around.
No, again, and it's very Reich. It is very authoritarian, and
you step out of line, you're getting killed.
You're getting killed.
Yeah.
It's Hitlerite. It's crazy.
I want to start work on a new piece. A piece about rebirths.
It could have been better though, this film. Do you know why? Because you know who nearly got the director job?
Yeah.
Because I think in like 2008, Guadagnino bought the rights for the remake off.
Oh my god, is it David Gordon
It's
Green?
David Gordon Green.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Guadagnino offered it to David Gordon Green. And Gordon Green turned it down. So thank Christ, because this could have...
I thank my lucky stars every day. David Gordon Green, enemy of the pod.
Yeah.
You can suck my fucking dick.
Another
It
interesting
sucks.
Callum fun fact. You know this. Jessica Harper, who plays Susie Bannion in the 77 one, has a cameo as Lampera's wife.
I did know that. And I really like the contrast between, again, it plays into the themes, I guess, of the coven and the building being like this safe haven. But like as soon as you step out
As soon as you step out of the doors.
Yeah.
Crazy. And one last fun fact. I think you're going to really like this fun fact. I think you might not know it.
I don't know it.
So there was chapters in this movie, much like the last film I'm going to cover. There are 6 chapters and an epilogue, which is the structure of a dance performance. Classically, is 6 acts and an epilogue.
It's so amazing.
Awesome, right? Isn't that sick? I want to watch Suspiria right fucking
Literally,
now.
I'm like, I don't care if I have to stay up till 1 a.m. I'm watching that movie right now.
So yeah, 5 stars. Go watch Suspiria. Yes, it's wanky. Oh, Tom York does the soundtrack. Everyone.
Oh god, how have we not talked about that?
Yeah, Tom York does the soundtrack.
Unmade.
Unmade is so good. Suspiria is so good.
It is. The soundtrack is heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's so good.
I mean, we're both Radiohead fans. You're a much bigger Radiohead fan than I am.
You're a Tom York fan, though. You like a bit of Tomorrow's Modern
I do,
Boxes.
but...
And you love his politics as well. You're always going about how much you love his politics.
Oh, I don't know what the fuck he's on at the moment, but you could have done an annoying, like, goblin, like...
Oh, yeah,
It
again.
doesn't fit.
No, it doesn't fit. Imagine Goblin in this movie. Doesn't work.
Ridiculous.
Imagine a Goblin in this movie, like a little green thing running around. That'd be crazy.
That would be
wouldn't it?
awesome.
Anyway, 5 stars.
Right.
What would you give it?
Oh, fucking 5 stars.
Good.
The easiest 5 stars you'll ever give a movie in your life.
With that, let's move on to your movie.
It's all a mess. The one out there. The one in here. The one that's coming.
So from one 5-star movie to another,
Ooh, what we got in?
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, fucking hell.
Fuck yeah.
What happened was true.
We watched some bangers.
We did. A lot of the movies that we rewatched, basically all of the new movies we watched were terrible.
Yeah.
So we were like, right, we got to put some classics in there.
And we have a bit of history with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre as well.
We do.
We were going to do a commentary track. We did our Saw commentary track. Go check it out. And we were going to do... We recorded it. We did a commentary track for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but it was a garbage. So we did not release it.
Realised that it's not fun to talk through the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No, it sort of kills everything good about it.
Yeah, and you're not... it's not the kind of
No,
movie
you can't
to riff on.
it, yeah. You can riff on Saw 3D, though.
You fucking certainly can. If you have any movies that you think would be good for a commentary track, let us know, because we're thinking about workshopping, maybe just picking our favourite franchises and picking the worst movies.
Sorry!
But yeah, so the Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out in 1974. Toby Hooper.
Toby Hooper.
Who we talked about previously.
Director of The Funhouse.
Yes, and also, oh God, we watched that and fucking fell asleep. What piece of shit that movie is. It was distributed by Bryanston Distributing Company. Does that name ring any bells to you?
He was the guy who played Walter White, was he not?
So when we did our X Trilogy episode, we talked a little bit about Redacted movie.
Oh, yeah.
A pornographic movie.
What, it was Blow It Up?
That basically funded the company for life. So
good for
go and
them.
check out that episode. We talk a little bit more about that. But essentially, if you didn't know by now, 5 friends travel to a farmhouse in rural Texas and encounter a family of cannibals.
Oh my god, I hope one of them wears a really weird mask.
Yeah, so this movie is the best movie of all time, and if you don't agree, just shut the podcast off right now.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best.
Much like how we just talked about in Suspiria, there's loads of themes going on.
Yeah, so many themes. Again, we should do a bumper episode on Texas Chainsaw, because again, we're massive
TCSM fans. It's an hour and 23 minutes though, so it's a lot more
There you go.
digestible in its runtime. This is what I mean. It's a perfect length of a movie. It gets in, gets out, doesn't fuck around.
It does not.
I mean, there's so much to talk about with this movie, but I've tried to condense it in a way that is palatable. So I guess we'll start with the main theme of the movie, I guess, which something that maybe you might not get.
If you're watching it as a base movie, yeah. No,
If you're watching it as a horror movie,
which
don't
I think
think
95% of people who's ever watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre do, and again, it's a great horror movie, so again,
you don't need
same with
to.
Suspiria,
Yeah.
you can literally enjoy it without thinking about any of that shit.
Absolutely. But I mean, the main theme of the movie, and if you know a little bit about American history, and I didn't, but I learned a lot sort of doing the research for this. So the main theme of the movie is essentially about the disenfranchisement of the working class, sort of in the wake of technological advancements in like 1970s America. The Sawyer family, who are our titular cannibals, they're directly impacted by sort of shifts away from manual labour towards like automation and using machinery rather than using humans.
Isn't it more humane?
Sally! Where's my knife?
Where's my knife?
I'm going to cut that in. When we did the commentary track, neither of us
Where's my knife?
had recognised that before and just burst out laughing. Classic moment.
What are you doing? I can't find my knife.
Not only is the Sawyer family impacted by it, but the Hardesty family also have a history of husbandry as well. But in case you didn't know, I didn't, 70s America was characterised by what is known as stagflation. Do you know what that means?
No, I don't know what stagflation is.
So stagflation is the combination of economic stagnation and inflation at the same time.
Yeah.
Bad news, basically. Which was made worse also by the oil crisis.
Yeah.
Again,
And you wonder why these people voted Reagan.
So there's loads of themes of like, you know, how the Sawyer family are the perfect example of people in rural communities who live and survive off of like farming and husbandry as a economic power. And they, you know, the theme of, they talk about it so much in the movie, the comparison between tactfully putting a bullet to an animal's head and shooting it compared to all these new technological advancements and stuff.
See, that was better. They died better that way. How come? I thought the gun was better. Oh, no. With the new way people put out of jobs.
Well, they talk about slaughtering the animal, like slitting its neck.
Yeah, Franklin
versus
is
the bullet.
really fascinated by the history of it and things like that. And we've got many colourful characters too, obviously.
Chop Top. Is it Chop Top? It's not.
Chop Top is one of the siblings. I know at least in the sequel. I don't know if they ever refer to them.
What's he called?
But he's just one of the Sawyer family. The
hitchhiker.
The hitchhiker, yeah.
I think we just picked up Dracula.
You've got themes of economic and their class themes. And you've also got themes of like the nuclear family and like gender roles, and the Sawyer family are whatever the antithesis of a nuclear family is.
Yeah, they're not like matriarchal.
They're
at
not.
all.
Well, they're matriarchal in a weird, perverted way, where Leatherface occupies a very feminine role in the household. He wears makeup on top of his fake Leatherface, but he like cooks and provides, and there's loads of interesting things going on. I would really recommend Dead Meat. Chelsea does like a huge episode on this, and this is where I always liked the movie, and I watched that and I was like, oh my god, like, and then I went obviously seen the movie so many times since then, but that's a really interesting episode. Also, you've got Men, Women and Chainsaws by Carol J. Clover.
Yeah,
that's great. You bought me that book. It's fantastic.
Sitting on the bookshelf behind us.
Yeah, I've read that. It's fucking amazing. again, there's loads of interesting stuff. You've got Franklin, who is Sally's brother. He is a paraplegic, and, you know, sort of tackling the treatment and accessibility for people who are disabled. So Sally sort of tries to include him, but isn't really... She tries her best, but she fails.
Yeah,
really.
she does. Yeah, she fails completely.
They take him to like rural Texas, and he's like, they just leave him there, and he can't get over anything, and he can't. It'll be fun. They have a little ramp for him in the van. But that's pretty much
That's
where
about
the.
Come on, Franklin. It's gonna be a fun trip.
So you've got like the based on a true story element, which is like, what does it say? Something like the most horrifying thing in American history or something at the beginning.
The most bizarre and brutal series of crimes in America.
Obviously, it's a horror movie. Throughout time, horror movies have used the based on a true story
Coen
thing.
Brothers do it a lot as well.
Yeah, and I mean, look at the Conjuring movies. Like Ed and Lorraine Warren are like Christian superheroes when in real life.
I imagine Leatherface is closer to Ed Gein than Patrick Wilson's portrayal of Ed Warren is.
Well, yeah, they were good people, and
They
they
were just good Catholics.
They
They weren't
definitely
scam
were
artists
not
at all.
abusers and groomers.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
The Idle Film Club would not like to take responsibility.
But also, Tobe Hooper intentionally included this as a sort of fuck you to the feeling of being lied to by the government about what was happening. Like,
in Vietnam.
Yeah, so you've got the Vietnam War, and you've also got the Watergate scandal.
Oh, yeah,
and you've also got the
excellent.
oil crisis. So, 70s America. You've got a lot of distrust towards government, and all of these play into this 1 hour and 23-minute long movie about...
That is hella entertaining.
It's one of the best movies you'll ever watch.
It's really scary.
Unrelentingly torturous.
Yeah, Sally goes through more than Sidney Prescott fucking...
Sally's the best final girl of all time. She is the final girl.
Yeah, she is the final girl, yeah.
That term comes from Sally.
Yes. She's great.
Fuck Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
And I'm so glad that she had no involvement, and the fucking disrespect to bring her back as someone else. Like,
Yeah,
who the fuck do you think you
really
are?
weird.
That Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, and not just because I like the
It is
original,
a caballo.
everyone hates it, and it's like, well done.
Yeah,
well
really
done.
sucks.
For me, I think...
Me personally?
Me personally, I loved it. Like the Sawyer house, especially.
Yeah.
That's what is so scary about like husbandry.
Yeah.
And like, there's like feathers everywhere and like bones.
Oh, yeah, that room,
and...
the bone feather room.
Oh, it's so
horrible.
gross.
Hey, pal.
Oh, man. And yeah, obviously the infamous hook scene.
Probably the best scene.
Oh, my God.
But
It's
again, this
really
movie's great because there isn't really that much gore.
No, there isn't all that much, but every piece of impact feels so real. The sound design's amazing. in
Yeah.
this. I'm just thinking of when Leatherface just bonks him on the head.
Yeah, I was going to
Bonk.
say also the door slam.
Yeah.
That's a great
Ooh,
one.
man.
That room, the red colour that room is painted
Awesome.
is amazing.
The weird shit on the walls. Yeah, awesome film, man. One of the best. It's a perfect movie.
Yeah.
It won't be topped ever.
No,
So
literally never.
Stop trying to make Texas Chainsaw happen. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Although I am partial to a bit of Alexander Daddario.
Yeah, I don't mind the...
Oh, who is it?
No, Jessica Biel.
Jessica Biel, and then
She is in Leatherface.
yeah, that Jessica Biel one's pretty decent.
The Jessica Biel Platinum Dunes
It's
is fine.
dirty and filthy.
Well, it's a
but
fucking
yeah.
2000s horror movie.
But
I
as far
like
as
it well
those
enough.
remakes go, it's one of the
Leatherface
better
I quite
ones.
liked.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
okay.
it's all right.
Editing Georgia here. Alexander Daddario isn't in fact in Leatherface. If we knew a little bit more about the franchise, we would know that she was in Texas Chainsaw 3D 2013, not to be confused with The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974, or The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003, or Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022. There you go.
It's your cousin! It's me! I'm Heather! Please, it's Heather!
No, the Alexandra Daddario one, doesn't it turn out that she's related to the
Yeah,
Sawyers?
she's cuz. She has cuz in it, doesn't she? She's like,
Christ.
get him, cuz.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, great movie. Great.
Do your thing, cuz.
Crazy that it's a franchise of how many fucking movies? Probably about 10 at this point.
Probably.
Yeah.
A lot of movies.
I don't really have any fun facts. I've just been...
Do I know any fun facts about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Anything you like? Any scenes in particular that you really enjoy?
It's sort of just one long scene,
It really is.
Although my personal Finster has had the profile pic
Yeah.
of the last shot of Leatherface
Great.
for about 5 years.
I also love the scene when Sally gets picked up and she goes into that little room, and when she realizes that the guy who's picked her up is the related to the sort, is like helping the sort, and she just starts like she's hysterically
He's great.
crying. They all
What's his
are.
name?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I can't
He's
remember
so
either.
sinister.
He's really sinister.
But Gunnar Hansen is.
Yes.
He's so like, I don't know.
He's animalistic.
But he's such a human.
Yeah, it's like looking at a dog who's been on a cage.
Yeah.
On a short leash.
Yeah.
And it's like, God, at some point you might have been a nice dog, but
Mm.
you are just perverted beyond.
Grandpa's
reason.
obviously.
Grandpa's the goat.
Yeah, the makeup is the
he's
only
an
bad thing about
He's an
this
all-timer at hitting people.
I love it. But again,
Grandpa's the best.
There's funny moments in it.
Hell,
like,
the whole thing's funny to me.
yeah, like the Sawyer family, the glee they take in.
I mean, the whole
fucking
scene with the
with
hitchhiker
people.
is fucking great. He's
Yeah.
just randomly taking photos of them. It's
He's like, you pay me. It's like, no.
Yeah, so good. Anyway, we'll do a big Texas Chainsaw episode at some point.
Yeah, why not?
Or at least do the sequels. Fuck it.
Yeah, why don't we do a comedy track on?
We'll do a Leatherface commentary track.
Yeah, crack on.
I'm never ever letting my eyes see that Netflix.
No. Yeah.
You're cancelled, bro.
Oh god.
Try anything and you're cancelled, bro.
Yeah, 5 stars.
Easy.
Even if one of them survives, what will be left? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. After you stop screaming, you'll start talking about it.
Strange Darling, 2013.
Christ. Jumping all over the place in terms of what we do and don't like.
Do you have any idea the kind of risks a woman like me takes every time she agrees to have a little fun?
Never thought about it that way.
Of course you haven't. You're not a woman.
Directed by J.T. Molnar.
JT.
JT, it stands for
Junk Trunk.
Jaundice. Something.
Well done. That was really good.
So yes, this is a film starring Carl Gallner.
Mm-hmm. Right off the bat, we hate this. You'll probably like it.
Everyone liked it. It's got a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. People fucking went apeshit over this movie, including one Mr. J.J. Abrams loved it.
Oh, what an indictment.
Endorsement.
Mm.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Indictment is negative.
Is it?
Endorsement.
Exclusively?
You'll have to look this up afterwards, but I think I'm right.
Okay.
Our two main characters, who are this is really cool, by the way, because they don't have names.
Are they called the protagonist?
No, they're called the Lady.
Shout out our Tenet review.
Yeah, fucking yes, Tenet. They're referred to as the Lady and the Demon. Carl Gallner is the Demon.
That is so annoying.
They meet at a motel for a one-night stand. The Lady explains the risks for women, feminism much, in these situations, and makes the Demon promise he isn't a serious.
I hate that.
He isn't a serial killer.
Plot twist.
So I'm gonna have to ask you a question. Are you a serial killer?
What did you just say?
She enjoys hyper-realistic roleplay of the sadomasochistic nature. Lots of twists and turns happen, and spoilers, it turns out the Lady is a serial killer called the Electric Lady. And she kills some people, including the Demon.
I literally blanked.
Yeah, this movie fucking blows donkey
I
dick.
hate it. Derivative drivel. Have you ever seen a Quentin Tarantino movie?
Oh,
babe?
yeah, speaking of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre opening crawl, this has one of those. So first off, a barrage of film school bullshit hits you when you tell this movie.
Yeah.
It says, shot in
Filmed.
35mm.
Shut the fuck up.
And then it has the Texas Chainsaw Massacre opening crawl. Not even a homage, it's just a
The
rip-off.
crawl.
It'd be like your sci-fi movie having like the Star Wars opening credits. Yeah. And then it's like chapter 1. The freaking epic.
But it's non-linear timeline.
Oh, speaking of the non-linear timeline.
Annoying.
So this was Miramax offered him the
Oh,
budget.
wasn't this like shelved for ages.
It wasn't shelved. It was shut. Production
Distribution
got
hell.
shut down after like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Because Miramax were getting dailies and they were like, "This fucking sucks. We are not giving you any more money."
Really?
Yeah. So production shut down for a week, and it nearly got canned. And and
what
the
a
producer
shame.
had to be like, "Listen, you've pumped a load of money into this already. Just let's finish it." Yeah, they pumped millions into it, and they thought the dailies were so shit that they would.
Christ. Do you reckon that was why they decided to do the non-linear?
No, because this was a JT Molnar was like, it's non-linear because I'm Quentin Tarantino, and I'm making my Pulp Fiction. He didn't say that, but I imagine that's how the conversation
that's
went.
exactly how the conversation went. It's fucking Miramax.
Miramax recut it to linear without Molnar's permission.
Crazy.
And were like, this is garbage. And they didn't even ask, they just recut it for a test screening.
Don't agree
so
with
Molnar
that.
showed up to a test screening,
you'd
and
be
his film,
fuming.
they'd hired an independent editor, not the editor of the movie. They'd gone outsourced an editor to cut it to linear. And Molnar says, yeah, you can do it, but I'm taking my name off it. I don't want my name in this. This
Alan
isn't my
Smithy.
movie.
Which fair.
Yeah, fair, 100%.
I
On
don't
his side,
like the movie, but
no.
also fuck Miramax. Like, you should have died a long time ago.
Yeah, you should have died. But again, people like it, so Molnar
People
wins.
love this movie, so it's just
Molnar
us being
stays winning.
haters.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
You know who this was shot by?
No.
Giovanni Ribisi.
I'm never gonna know.
No, Giovanni Ribisi's an actor. Where would you know him from? He's in Lost in Translation. He plays Scarlett Johansson's husband.
Would not have known that.
He's in Avatar.
Again.
You would recognise the hell out of Giovanni Ribisi. I'll show you afterwards.
Yeah.
Anyway, weirdly shot produced by him. He lent Molnar his personal camera. Because it's shot in 35, obviously really expensive, and I think a lot of the equipment was Giovanni Ribisi's, which is cool. I don't
cool
like
to shoot
it.
and film, I guess.
don't want to sit here and bitch about it more than I have, because people like it, and I'm not a hater.
I am a hater.
Oh, I'm a hater as well, but I pretend not to be. I didn't like it. I thought it was cringe. I thought it reminded me a lot of like Promising Young Woman.
Yes, and
which I
fucking
also think is
hated
cringe.
that
It's
movie.
millennial feminism. It's white feminism. It's boring. Who gives a toss? Not me. Next, 1 star.
At least I got to watch Carl Gallner have sex.
Was that Carl Gallner? His performance was so. I thought he was the demon.
Calling your character the demon and expecting me to like your movie is...
Yeah.
That's on you, I'm afraid. Ugh.
I don't want to talk about Strange Darling anymore. Go watch it because you probably like it. 'Cause we're in the minority.
Everyone else
95% of
likes
people
it.
like it. We're in the 5%.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's got a 7.1 on IMDb.
People...
Mad.
I think that is the problem. Because we were going to watch this when it first came out, because everyone was like, oh, it's so good, it's so good. And I saw the poster and I was
Yeah,
like...
you were cringed out by the poster.
I
don't
can't
know.
lie, the poster is giving me the ick.
It's gimpy.
I was like, the poster is so gimpy. I'm like, I don't think I can do this. With the stupid wig, I was like, I've seen Promising Young Women. Actually, and I hated that. So...
Is that directed by Bo Burnham? Or am I tripping?
No, isn't it Emerald Fennell?
Oh no, Bo Burnham's in it. Singer a
Hate
young
that
woman.
movie. Sucks. Yeah, anyway, moving on. I
Anyway,
don't give
next
a
one.
fuck.
Bye.
How did I get so lucky tonight?
Moving on to a better movie. A good one to round off, I think. Do you know what it is?
Is it a Carl Gallner joint?
It's not. It's
Oh.
May.
Some people think it's kind of gross.
I love gross.
Really?
Disgust me, please.
Oh, May's fantastic.
I haven't got too many notes on this because I don't want to spoil it.
No, don't.
Please, please, please. Suspiria, you might not like. It's
Yeah.
too long. It's a bit boring. Please go and watch May.
I think people who are maybe 10, 15 years older than us, this is more of a cult classic than it is to our generation. And I think it's one of
Yeah.
those people.
Well, it's
People who are
2002.
really old like that like this movie. Yeah, 2002.
Yeah.
The towers had just fallen.
Mate, this movie is fantastic. It's an hour and 33 minutes.
One of the best performances in horror for
Oh,
me.
it's so good.
She's amazing.
The plot of this movie, a young veterinary assistant tries desperately to make meaningful connections with those around.
Gorgeous. And it also has
Anna Faris.
Anna Faris. Sorry, that name always escapes me. Anna Faris.
Who was married to Chris Pratt.
And who plays a cunty lesbian.
Queen lesbian.
It's awesome.
Oh, please don't hurt me, May. Pleasey, please. I trust you.
2000s body standards
A lot
were
of body
pretty
horror,
wild.
a lot of weirdo shit.
Yeah, it's
authentic
weirdo
shit.
And
she plays a weirdo better than anyone's ever played a weirdo in the most endearing way.
It's not gimmicky. It's not annoying. It's so genuine.
Yeah.
It's so heartfelt.
So this is the second year I think we've watched it at Halloween. It's going to be a Halloween staple.
Yeah. I love it. All the performances are amazing. Angela Bettis plays May. She's a horror veteran. She's done loads of shit. Interesting enough, she is in a movie called The Toolbox Murders. You know who directed that?
Toby Hooper.
He did.
Yeah. I was going to say Abel Ferrara.
Yeah, Jeremy Sisto is sort of the love interest.
He's great.
Adam, I think his name is.
Yeah.
So what do you do, May?
I work at the animal hospital, and I sew.
Anna Faris is uber lesbian,
Yeah.
devouring every fucking scene she's in.
She's so much fun.
She's eating the shit out of this. The fact that Anna Faris isn't
a star.
Well,
I mean,
she is, but like the fact that she's not classed as one of the goats is inconceivable to me.
She's really endearing. I think she does rely on the
It's
scary
camp.
movie stick.
No, it's
but
camp.
It is camp, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
She is just in this movie. She is fucking amazing.
She's just constantly zanned out of her fucking mind.
So good. Again, like with Smile, there's lots of memorable set pieces. The sex in it is great. It's hot. It's intimate. The themes of the movie are laid pretty clear. The tactile feeling that goes through this movie, and when you watch the movie, you'll understand why. Yeah, the depiction of loneliness and being a weirdo and not fitting in and struggling to connect with people, and I think deep down everyone has got a little bit of May in them.
For sure, 100%.
You are so fucking weird. I don't know what Polly sees in you.
Polly doesn't see anything.
This movie is for anyone that has ever, for 1 second in their life, felt like they didn't fit in, or like people didn't understand them, or like, but it's done in
a beautiful way.
The end scene is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Like you really, really feel for this character.
Yeah.
An interesting little tidbit for you here. This is a spoiler, so don't listen to this unless you've seen the movie.
Spoiler.
Skip to this time code.
The demon.
1 hour, 17 minutes, 32 seconds.
The friend that she makes at the end is called Amy.
Oh, yeah, because she rearranges the word May.
Yeah, but what does Amy sound like in French?
Friend.
Yes.
Is that right?
Amy.
Oh. Mon ami.
Yeah, there you go. Please
The
go and
more
watch
you
this.
know.
It's amazing. And the thing is, I can't imagine anyone watching it and being like, that's rubbish. I mean, I'm sure there are people there, but there it is. Yeah, go and watch it.
Go watch the hell out of it.
Yeah.
5 stars.
No, it's 4.5.
4.5 stars. The third act is a bit slow.
It is, which is such a shame, but the end it makes up for it.
Yeah. The third act's rough.
There's a little bit of a twist which I know you don't like. I don't mind it as much, but it spoils what is otherwise a perfect
4 stars.
4.5.
I've just remembered the third act. 4 stars. 3.5. No, it's really good. Go check it out.
It's great.
What about tomorrow night? Maybe. Okay, well, what time? I'll wait.
Don't do that.
No. It's okay. I'll wait.
So thank you for listening to part 1 of our podcast.
Yeah.
Part 2 will be out shortly. I need to go edit and distribute this one.
Yeah.
Post should not take too long, so hopefully this will be out very soon because we are about 2 months late. But yeah, stick around for part 2. It's going to be fun. We've got some more goodies, some more baddies.
Some more middies. Thank you so much for listening, as always.
As always, thank you.
Have a lovely week.
Goodbye, Tara. Bye.
Bye.
I don't like these movies.
Get real.
Did I saw that movie 20 goddamn times?
Just consume violence. I watch violent movies. Yeah, violent movies are the best movies.
Having so much fun and
No, this movie's too complicated, ain't it?
So once again, no smoking in this theater.